people say, well, how'd you get into property management? And I always say stupidity, because it wasn't like something you grow up and say, hey, I want to be a property manager, because nobody really thinks about all that goes into actually managing property. So I actually managed my own. So I had 34 units up to, so I really started from the ground up. I did it really to get out of debt. So I partnered with somebody, a friend of ours, and partnered with him, and he actually bought the first investment property, but I did all the work. So that included maintenance, rehabbing it, everything. And then we sold that, made a profit, and then we split that the way that we had agreed upon. And then from there, I kept buying more. And I bought distressed properties. I started renovating them. And it was really just a hobby that kind of turned into a business, really for myself. So as I got to about 20 plus doors and I kept growing, you just meet people. So as you're buying and you're sitting across the buying table and you're meeting the people who are selling it, and they're like, well, that realtor was like, well, I have another client that's, would you be interested? And I was like, sure, it can't be that hard. Like, I'm doing my own. So it started off very organically and not with the intent at all to grow it to where it is today. But I enjoyed it. And so I did everything. I was the leasing agent. I was the marketing agent. I was the property manager. I was the maintenance coordinator / manager. I did it all. So I think that was really important for me to understand everything that went into managing a property, so I could really understand the dynamics, become sympathetic to situations, understand how tenants think, dealing with, Section 8 tenants and how the voucher program works, like learning all aspects of it. Of course, experimenting in my own properties was probably the safest way to even do it, because it was money lost if it was on me, not on anybody else. So as I took on more properties and I kind of grew, as I got to 50 doors, I hired one of my first employees who's still with me today. And she actually is my general manager and manages the entire operations. But it just kind of really, honestly, it just grew organically without any intent to where it is today. But as I got into this, it became fun and I enjoyed it, which I can say a lot of people probably don't. It takes a very unique personality to understand the nuances that go into it day in and day night, and in the evening and on the weekends and on the holidays. And, there's a lot of late nights, a lot of long working days, a lot of no vacations for years. But I was okay with it. And I'm still enjoying what I do. So that's kind of how it grew. And, as we grew, we bought a building, and then, and then it kind of grew from there. We got bigger and we kept moving offices. And now I just have a very good core team. I learned over the course of doing this over 19 years, lean management, the understanding of, I took a lot of different courses, continued my education so I could understand how to. That's the other piece I don't think people realize, is you're now managing people. So you go into this and you're thinking you're just managing a property, and you are managing tenants to a point, but now you're the middleman stuck, your fiduciary responsibilities to the owner, who's our client, who has the asset, but we still need to make the tenant happy. And then I have a team behind me who I still need to manage as well. So it was really important for me to continue to grow myself, to understand how I can manage all of that and still be successful with the company.
Want to hear more on this topic? Click the link below for the full episode of Maximizing Your Property Value.